Hey everybody, this is A7X Fan Ben, and this is episode number 50 of Pirates with Ben. So I actually asked last episode how much I should blog, and some of the responses talked about how I shouldn't do it too much to the point where I get worn down. And I did respond to something like, I'm not going to get worn down necessarily. I love Pirates so much that doing this every day is totally fine with me. It's more just a question of the audience, how much value you guys get out of seeing it, and how much value you get out of the features, because there's a lot of videos I want to make about pirate stuff that I don't necessarily want to have in vlog form. So I'd rather have like a standalone video on a topic that gets views years from now than like a vlog number whatever where I do talk about that topic. So that's part of the reason I've been going heavy on the features, because a lot of the topics I do want to discuss, I kind of would prefer to have them separate. Maybe that's not the best way to do it, but that's kind of how I've been thinking about it. And as I've thought that I would run out of things to talk about, but sometimes the threads are the same, as the day before on miniature trading, things like that. So, and then sometimes the features can even get stale sometimes if for example, sometimes the deal of the day, that Ocean's Edge box of 36 for $40 is it's just such a good deal that sometimes like other deals, deals aren't nearly as good. So there's almost no point in doing something else as the deal of the day. It wouldn't be nearly as good of a deal as something repetitive. But that being said, I think I might do vlogging less. I still haven't made a decision yet. I think I'm going to kind of play it by ear and see how things go, and kind of try to vlog when I think I should in terms of extra things I can talk about. And yesterday I actually looked on archive.org. I haven't been, advertising or giving attention to the audio form of this blog, but it's on Shout Engine, and through that, it's on iTunes and other places. Like it should be on Google Play, I believe. And but I also upload it to archive.org, and I'm getting views there. So, for example, blog number 30 apparently is the most viewed with 52 views on archive.org. So I'm assuming that must be because of all the tags I've been using. Even this one doesn't really have that many tags. So I'm not totally sure. There is like a suggested videos or suggested content on archive.org. I didn't know the audience could be that big there, especially for pirate CSG stuff specifically. So as I was writing a post on miniature trading yesterday talking about how I might vlog less, I saw that and I was like, oh, whoa, maybe I shouldn't. So, but that being said, I haven't had people reach out to me from archive.org or other, audio platforms about the vlog talking about it. So it's kind of an interesting little tidbit there. So apparently at least I'm getting some views there more than on YouTube. So that's cool. But anyway, either way, I'd like to vlog at least 3 times a week. I would think that would be a decent minimum going forward, probably, but we'll see what happens. So, deal of the day is actually pretty interesting today. Hills Wholesale Gaming, I checked it, and they have a sale on Caribbean. So 36 packs in a lot. You don't get the box, but $45. That's down from $72. So it's $27 less than usual. I think this is still on eBay for around $70 or something like that, maybe. So with free shipping. So that would be a similar deal because Hills Wholesale Gaming does not have free shipping. If anything, it's pretty expensive. So that being said, assuming it was $20 or less, you could save a little bit of money on Caribbean if you want to get 36 packs of that set. It's a good set, only has the pirates in English, but it's an interesting set, and obviously if you like the movies, then it's definitely something to try out. So $45 for 36 packs of any set is pretty good, and for Caribbean, that's definitely a good deal. With the shipping, could easily come to 55 or 60, 65, depending on what they charge you for shipping, but it should still come out to be a good deal compared to other lots of Caribbean currently, on the market. So 1 through 14 for the set number card of the day is going to be from South China Seas, set number 5. And I actually did a custom post today on miniature trading as I go through this. I unveiled one of the new 10 masters in my custom fantasy set, Pirates of the Epic Seas. So it's pretty crazy, but it's only going to get more extreme for the most part, at least from there. So number 26 from South China Seas is probably, I want to say it's a Jade Rebellion named crew, I think, but let's find out. Okay, 026 is, yep, a crew for twofer from the Jade Rebellion. So we've got Miss Cheng, who is an interesting one, to say the least. And this one is interesting because it's based on Mr. Cheng from real life, and then there was also kind of a fantasy version in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, at least in Our World's End anyway. So looks like it's still loading. And then Qian Ing. Okay, so Miss Cheng is basically the Jade Rebellion 0-point limit ransom reroll crew. So 0 LR reroller is kind of like the shorthand phrase for how you describe these. And she's got a couple links. One of them is Chang Pao, who's a world hater, and then the Grand Dynasty. Not one of the better six-masted junks, but this is a good crew because the Jades have. I'm going to do extended format here on the South China Seas set. This is a really good crew for them because they do actually have some reasonably cheap sources of same action twice, unlike some of the other minor factions. So, for example, we can see Warlord Cavendish has the same action twice ability, along with another one for 5 points. So she could be used to reroll his ability, which is generally what rerollers are best used for. They're great because they're versatile. You can use them on boarding parties, cannons, things like that. But overall, re-rolling for extra action and same action twice abilities, along with Admiral's action abilities, is one of the best uses for them, or generally the best. And they do have an Admiral crew too, Admiral Zhang He, who has the Admiral's action ability, so you have to roll a 6. So that's not likely to happen, but if you get Miss Cheng, your odds go up without a doubt. And then Sai has same action twice and +1 against English for 5. So there's at least 3 good Jade Rebellion named crew that are perfect to combo with Miss Cheng. And due to her 0-point cost and the link, she essentially is free both in terms of point cost and in terms of cargo space. So this is a very good crew. And yeah, so it's generally based at least on Qing Shi, who I think I made a custom crew for Pirates of the Age of Sail. You have yet another version of her, because this version from South China Seas doesn't really do her justice, and the version from the Caribbean set, the version of Mistress Ching from Pirates of the Caribbean Our World's End, doesn't really do her justice either. So she was one of the more powerful pirates of all time. So a really impressive and interesting story that I've covered a bit in Pirates of the Age of Sail. I'll try to link to that in the description so you can check out my version of her as well. And then on the other side of the card is Qian Ing. Oh, I'll do a game piece rating for both, I guess. Miss Cheng, I would say, I don't know, I would probably say 9.5 out of 10 or maybe 10 out of 10, because there's not really anything to knock against her. She's just a great crew. The Jade's got one of those essential crew that a lot of the other nations got. So I would probably say 10 out of 10. There's not really anything nothing that goes wrong except for the artwork, which is why I'm starting to laugh, because her fingers are incredibly long and disturbing, and she looks like she's got her eyes closed. It's a very disturbing artwork picture. I'm not sure what they were going for. They certainly made her look pretty freaky. So definitely one of the more interesting artwork portraits of crew in the game. So Qian Ing is on the other side of the card, and he is also excellent. So he eliminates cargo with every hit. So that's an amazing ability for just 4 points. So most people think it could be more expensive. I would generally agree. I think 5 or 6 could have been a little bit more appropriate for this. One of the few abilities that WizKids undercosted, along with SAC and whatnot. But Qian Ing is really good. This is actually another interesting little backstory, because apparently there was a WizKids employee named Qian Ing, and that's why this crew is named this way. So I actually found him on LinkedIn like a year or 2 ago, so he's still out there. So there's a real life Qian Ing that this crew is based on, so that's neat, I guess. And overall, cargo wrecking is one of the best offensive abilities in the game. It's really devastating, and for a game piece rating out of 10, I would probably give it probably a 10 out of 10 again, because not only is it reasonably cheap for what it does, it's just a fantastic ability, and they have a bunch of great ships to use it on. So, for example, the Grand Path, the Grand Temple, some of the other 6 masters are okay, just kind of slow. And then they've got some good 3 masters, and of course the Baoshuan, especially with the World Hater aboard, and Qian Ying along with Chang Pao. That ship can be turned into one of the most devastating, hybrids or gunships in the game. It'll cost you a fortune, but that's kind of what you should pay for such devastation. So, and then the Grand Path and Grand Temple, like I said, so those are great ships to put Chang Pao on, or Qian Ying on as well, both of them, either one. So I would say 10 out of 10 for both crew. One of the best cards of the day I've seen in general. Actually, it's fun to have 2 crew, both with more elaborate backstories than it might suggest at first glance. So they both exist in real life. It's just that one was a pirate and one is a contemporary employee of WizKids, or former employee, I believe. Anyway, so picture of the day is from Economy Edition, and unfortunately this was the last picture taken of the gameplay, because there was an accident soon afterwards that wrecked the setup. But here you can see that my custom unique treasure called Hurricane has totally devastated the lagoon, and it really it destroyed a lot of the pirate ships in there and some outside of it as well. So that's in Pirates of the Age of Sail, I believe. Actually, I don't know if I changed the custom set. I don't think I did. So I'll put a link. I'll finally put a link to the my custom sets in the description, so you can check those out and see what I've been up to with both of those sets. But overall, the Hurricane UT was really devastating, and kind of an interesting way to end Economy Edition, which I wouldn't know about at the time. But anyway, so picture of the day, kind of a sad one, but anyway, so I'll have to pivot away from Economy Edition and try to find more anniversary pictures, or just pictures that are relevant to current Pirates events in general. So I'll put links to the deal of the day and other things in the description below, as always. I'd like to know your thoughts on the card of the day. What do you think of this crew for twofer? I think it's amazing, and I do think it's cool that they tied in some real life people, both historical and contemporary, I guess, into the game. So that's a neat thing. And overall, I should have said a link to Economy Edition. I can put that in the description below if you want to check out the battle reports. So beyond that, feel free to suggest videos. As always, I'm always willing to take suggestions. But other than that, I would say like, subscribe if you want to see more Pirates content, and I'll see you again soon.